Hello guys, Sirgrandalot here. I'm making this video because I want to talk to you about Forst Shock. This is a skill that I've been using on December since the first day. I actually see few people using it when I go to play in groups, and it's actually surprising for me. But I'm guessing that part of it is because there is a weird interaction between Forst Shock and other skills, and maybe not everyone knows about it. What I'm talking about is that Forst Shock is a point-blank skill. It's centered around you. It deals a lot of damage, its base stats and multipliers are very high, but the range is very limited, it puts you in danger, sometimes it feels a little bit bad. So most people prefer to rely on skills like this. You stay far away from the targets and you shoot at them and you're happy. The weird interaction that I'm talking about is this. If we link Forst Shock with another activator through spell activation or spell hit, what happens is that, well, I was expecting that we would shoot the Frost Ball and that the Forst Shock would be centered around us, but that's not the case. Ta-da! So suddenly we remove the main deficiency of Forst Shock, which is the range. Because no matter how far your targets are, as soon as your main skill hits your target, it will proc a Forst Shock, with no cooldown whatsoever. This has a lot of main advantages. The first one that I already mentioned is that you no longer have the restriction in distance of Forst Shock, and so you can benefit from its high base damage. The second one is that, in my case, having Frost Ball and Forst Shock, both are cold spells. So, for example, if on your Zodiac you got this branch, both of them are benefiting from it greatly. And if in your gear you have sources of extra cold damage, like I have it in this amulet, I don't have it here if it's bad, I have it here, they're both benefiting from it. So you are getting a lot of extra damage from interaction of these two skills. It also provides another benefit, and which is they're both cold skill, well, frost skills, so it's an extra application of chill, potential freeze chance, and since Forst Shock triggers on the very first target that you hit, the targets that are closer to you suddenly becomes the most likely to be frozen, which is good, it's something that you really want. So for me this combination has been working so well from, I don't remember at what level I started to use them like that, but Frostball was my first skill, and as soon as I had the linking, the spell activation on spell hit link rune, I started to test around a few things, and I was really surprised by how Forst Shock works with other skills, not just Frostball, it works like that with all of them. And just to show you how much of an impact it brings, let's do a very quick test run. Now, I'm low level, my gear is very questionable, so don't worry too much about the numbers that you see there, which is fairly low. But what I wanted to show you, I will wait around 40 seconds, is how they split damage between each other. Okay, let's stop. As you can see, Forst Shock adds a lot of damage to the whole link. That's more than 1/3 of extra damage over just the Frost Ball. And it comes with a lot of other benefits as well, as I mentioned, meaning that it's an AoE, Frost Ball only hits one target at a time, it provides more chill, it's glorious. It's really glorious. What you would like to have in addition to these two together, and by the way, you don't need them on the same quick bar, you can just do this and be happy with it, is another ability here. And I'm currently using Cold Outburst, although I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's still a work in progress. All its support runes are very badly leveled, and I'm using these guys, the Electro ones, because they can apply shock. They're not very reliable, but you know, eventually when they apply shock, there is an increase in damage taken, so we can do this. And we will be dealing even more damage. Of course, if I had more links available, I would like to have these guys be able to to do multi-shot and do other things, but right now I'm a bit out of spots on my skill tree, skill hexagon, whatever you want to call it. And I actually only find them very valuable against single targets, against the beefy ones, so them hitting only one target or more than one doesn't really make a huge difference for me at the moment. But yeah, Forst Shock, give it a try. Interacting with other skills, particularly other frost ones. If you're using the Frost Bomb, I believe it's called, let me have a look, because if you've been following me for some time, you may know I'm terrible with names. Really terrible. It's Frost Bomb, yeah. If you use a Frost Bomb, it's going to be the same. Frost Bomb is going to hit something and it will trigger Forst Shock right there, instead of around you. So it's another stack, even for Frost Bomb, it's another stack of cold damage, all combined into a single one that triggers all in the same spot, while keeping you out of danger. So give it a try if you're struggling a little bit and you want to try something different, because most people I see playing around are even using lightning strikes or damage over time when it comes to raids. But I found this frost cold oriented build to be working extremely well, and I want to give you a very quick example of that. Okay, I'm in a new era. I will give you a very quick demonstration of how this skill works when it comes to monsters. And yeah, since in December most packs of monsters are fairly grouped up together, having a skill like Forst Shock proccing like that the moment your frost balls or whatever you're using hits them is amazing, because you're essentially hitting everything, and those that are closer to you are more likely to be frozen or chilled or whatever. It just works great. Now, you may be arguing that against trash monsters there are a lot of skills that work well, which is true, but I found this combination to be very underrated for AoE clear. And thanks to the support of Electrodude, it's also providing very decent single target damage. But as long as you have mana with this build, I mean with this skill combination, you're not going to have many issues against most of the stuff that you find in maps. There are a few magic monsters, but they got one shot, that was nice. Magic monsters. I think some of them got one shot, some didn't. But yeah, it's glorious, absolutely glorious. And I tried other things as well, trying to combine frost and electro abilities to always have shock, but I found them a little bit underwhelming. And I spent a bit of time in the testing area, and I didn't focus too much on the damage on trash mobs, because they get one shot anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I focused mostly on the idea of being able to deal a lot of AoE damage regardless of shock activation or not, and then have shock provided by the two little dudes, so that when there is a boss, an elite, a pack of tanky mobs, we are dealing a little bit of extra damage. Since I revived Lucas, is not going to have a good time at all. Yeah. GG revived Lucas. You tried, but you failed. The lesson is never try. Never try. So yeah, I think that's all for the Forst Shock showcase. Very cool skill. If I find some other interesting interactions in the game, I will make videos about them. I'm planning to stream on December at least twice a week during my regular Monday and Thursday streams. You can join my Discord to stay more up to date. I'm currently streaming on YouTube just because it works better for me. But sometimes I also stream on Twitch.